All right. So, Ken, Mr. Q, I'd like you to just, play around and meddle with the new MS-20, Ken. Okay. You still come up with this cables thingy to actually patch where you want to connect it to. During the same era of the MS-20, there's also popular keyboards like Moog and also the TB303 that giving a different authentic sound. Like Moog is very strong at their bass, and 303 very sweet cut through sound. The MS-20 comes in a different category of sound. Same era, but it simply gives you a nice, hard, sharp, very biting sound. That's MS-20. You can also incorporate external input, taking your guitar or your voice into the input and drive them crazy with the sound. So that's MS-20.
Yeah, being an old man, kind of old man sound.
All right. Give a round of applause to Mr. Q. So that's the MS-20. The MS-20 is fitted with what you call it, the quarter inch. The quarter inch output. So you can different from the early days, which is just one mono output, right? Okay. Next item we have also another legend, which is the Odyssey, which Q just mentioned just now. Now the Odyssey is generally from the 70s. Okay, so a little bit of maybe just introduction of this Odyssey. In the early days in the 70s, synthesizers like this, that includes the UP, they were sold to universities for the avant-garde people, the composers that uses in the lab and tweaking and all that, and it's quite huge actually. So what happened? The people from the UP basically believe that they want to make it smaller. They came up with the idea that make it smaller, less expensive, portable, not to worry about catching chords like this, and of course, selling that to retail stores and musicians. So musicians can just go up on stage, plug, boom, get the sounds. So this is what they think in the early days, in the 70s, where UP just said, I should come up something different from the conventional avant-garde and all that. So they went separate ways and built this UP Odyssey. A lot smaller and portable. And people like Jimmy Page, Led Zeppelin, Herbie Hancock, and many, many more uses this live on stage. Alright, so that's how it came about. So, the co-founder, Mr. David Frank, so he has to close the shop in the 80s because due to a certain reason of business, so they stopped building the UP Odyssey. So one fine day, what happened? Mr. David Frank got a call from Cork. That was 2015, yes. Got a call from Cork and said, hey, I would like to make a new version of the UP Odyssey. And Mr. David Frank said, are you going to be kidding? He said. But he sat down for a moment and said, well, I went to the internet and saw many of the people are selling the old UP Odyssey, selling online like, wow, getting the price to be like, wow. So he knew that there was a demand, and there is a demand still for UP Odyssey. But he knows that these things are gonna be anytime, you can't get parts anymore and all that problem. So what he did was actually say yes to Cork and say, let's build this. So Cork decided to build this with his permission, and he was just basically sitting down to ensure that the sounds were right. And one day they complete and surprise him with the new Up Odyssey, and he was very extremely impressed with the product. What Cork has added on top of this is to retain the exact sound of the Up Odyssey. If you see many of the YouTube channels, you could see the spectrum of the old one and the new ones are very, very identical. And what they added on top of the identical, what you call a spectrum, is to add drive onto it, small little features like XLR outputs, and of course, it is also about 15% lighter. I mean, not 15%, 15% smaller than the actual Up Odyssey, and of course, it's a lot more lighter than the actual Up Odyssey. So now, what's so special about this Up Odyssey is basically it's really easy to use synthesizer, because it's basically not a monophonic like the MS-20, but it's dual phonic. So you have two sounds, two note sounds, and it's really fat. I'm just going to increase this volume. All right, and okay, just put it aside. So you can play around with this. I'll just basically show some of the sound. Okay, this is roughly the sound of the Herbie Hancock bass line. Just a little bit of that on the Up Odyssey. Really fat from the low end, so you can even go very, very high pitch. Okay, so the next thing is generally, after Cork built this, they decided to build one more synthesizer, which is still within the analog synthesizer. These are still analog synth, right? So they built the next model called the Mini-Lock. Now, why they built Mini-Lock? This is Mini-Lock. Mini-Lock because they want it to be very affordable. Street price below $500. They created this from scratch by the chief engineer from the analog synth, Mr. Satsuka Takahashi. Thank you. Okay, it's 37 slim keys with velocity sensitive. These are not velocity sensitive, but this guy is. All right. 4 voice, and one awesome feature is basically it's you're able to store your settings, so you can just get sound by pressing one knob, and by pressing one button you can get the sounds really on the fly. It's really spoon-feeded with a lot of amazing sounds. So 100 preset, 100 user, 8 modes. You have poly, dual, unison, and many more. Same thing, it has all the different controls, filters, and 16-step sequencer. Okay, just to show you a little bit. Also, of course, you have the headphones out, and also it has MIDI. Oh yeah, by the way, all these has MIDI. This guy has also MIDI USB, so you can connect to the computer and control all your stuff from the computer. As well as the Mini-Lock, it has all the functions of MIDI in and out, plus a USB MIDI, so you can connect to the computer as well. Okay, now. So you can test it out or just basically playing around with the preset. So these are also analog synthesis with a new engineer. They already start from scratch to build the sound. All right. So lastly, we have also this beautiful synthesis, which basically they make it very, very affordable, very, very portable, battery operated, and yeah, so you can connect all this together. I'll just gonna get Shanice to help me with this. Shanice, are you there?
Hi.
Hi. Okay. Can you put your hand together for Shanice? Okay. So yeah, Shanice will show more of the Vodka series. So this is what they call Vodka, right? Okay, and basically was launched in 2013. Analog synthesizer with step sequencer and sync, portable, affordable, targeted to the EDM market. So maybe you want to show us a little bit of the Vodka series?
Hi guys, I'm Shanice. I'm the Xiaomei of City Music lah. So Xiaomei means little sister here. But here I'm here to show a little bit more about the Voca series. Voca series, like Mike has mentioned, it's really small. It's battery operated. It's really, really light. It's very easy to use. As you can see, they have very minimal knobs, very small. So let me show you. Here I have the Voca beats, the Voca bass. Can you guys see?
Alright.
Okay. The Voca keys and the Voca FM. So what I've done is that I've linked it all via their sync in and sync out. All these they spot sync in, sync out, 3.5 headphones, and also they have a MIDI in here. So let me just turn this on. Okay, so I have them all running on batteries at the moment. So again, they are really, really easy to bring around. So let's start with the Voca beats. So, actually a little bit of the story of these Voca series. They were made by also chief engineer of Core, Tatsuya Takahashi. So he also brought you the Odyssey, the Korg, MS-20 Mini, and also the Mini Log, which won Best Award in the 2016 NAMM show as well. So yeah, okay, let's start with the the Voca beat. So here, let me just play you a little something. So I actually have this already pre-sequenced already. All these you can do with step sequencing. You can easily tweak the sounds as well. I'm just bringing up the click on the kick here. Then you can bring up the snappiness of the snare. Can you hear that? Okay, you even have a starter function here as well, which you can do this. Can you hear that? Okay, and then with that, since that I've synced it with the bass already, I can actually very easily already pre-sequenced this already. I have a very awesome cut-off function here, which I can do this. So everything it can be done on the fly. And I've got an awesome envelope generator here, which I can control the sounds. Okay, and then next I've linked this to the Voca keys, which I can actually very simply record and something really quick here. So now I don't have anything. Sorry, man. I'll just pressing the record function here. Oh wait. you can actually very simply change all the octaves, your parameters. You've got your oscillator, your filters here as well, and also another envelope generator. And then with that, we have the FM synthesis vocal here as well, which is one of the newer releases in the series. So we can actually play this as well. So right now I don't have anything. You have very simple controls. So everything about the vocal is very simple to use and very easy to understand. So I have this. So let's just turn on the arpeggiator. We have an arpeggiator here as well. The FM synthesis has 32 different algorithms in here that you can play with. So you have this.
The batteries could last for about 6 to 8 hours.
You can easily change the velocity and also the transpose function of the whole tone. So let's go a little. Then we have the velocity here as well. And let's say if you're not happy with the sound, you have some pre-made sort of programs inside as well. So you have same thing, just press the record function and record. Affordable. So if you're looking for something to start out with, you're looking for something that's easy to bring around, the Vocal series is something that it's good for starters, good for professionals. You can bring it to your gigs, and it's actually one of our best sellers in the store as well, just because of the price point. So
yeah. Anyway, it has also made it in.
Yeah.
So you can generally, you have the Vocal FM. You just want to patch that. I'm just going to use this. We're using the
so here we are connecting it to the mini log via the MIDI in function.
We are just taking it into the FM, right?
Yeah, to the FM. And then we'll just bring the keys down since we don't need this anymore. And bring the bass down as well, so you can just easily just play the cut off, get something different. So let's say if I don't, Mike right now is controlling the glass pad program here.
Okay, sorry. So we have.
There we go.
So this is taken from the sound of the FM, right? And what else we have?
Yeah, and then we have like some lead sounds here as well. I can bring the octave down on the fly like that as well. The mic's not doing anything. Okay, and then we have it's another another lead tone here in the program. It's another program as well. So again, see, I can bring up the octave here if I want to. Get a cuter tone. And we have some broken. So everything is actually being taken off this Vocal FM right here. So let's say if you really like the sounds on the Vocal FM, connect it to a MIDI keyboard or a keyboard that has a MIDI function and you're good to go.